Hi there, Aries. As I pointed out, 5 planets are retrograde at some point in time in April, and this energy is causing discord, disputes, arguments. And with Mercury going retrograde, I think it was April 9th, it will be causing misunderstandings. And Venus has been retrograde and will be until mid-April, which is wreaking havoc on personal relationships. And every sign's been finding different ways to deal with it and has different crosses to bear. And there's a few little problems here with your spread too, but nothing that you can't overcome. Let's go into the reading. The card on the bottom left is the Page of Swords. He governs the exchange of spoken and written words and has an airy disposition that brings in ideas, but he also has a lot of opinions. He's like a tornado of ideas spinning in his head, and it's like he's the brainiac of the suit. But he also is immature and has a lot of lessons to learn about emotional control. And a lot of times he comes in with some real unrealistic thoughts. And then again, he kind of acts like a secret agent man. He wants to dig up dirt, and he's a gossip monger. And he can hurt and cut with his words and actually say jaw-dropping things that a lot of times it's very inappropriate, and that brings out his immaturity. And someone is doing that to you, or you're doing that to someone, or this is happening in your environment. Now the clarification card is another page. It's the Page of Pentacles. I like the Page of Pentacles. Out of all the pages, I'd want him to watch my back. I call him Mr. Responsible. While the other pages are out partying around, or this Page of Swords is out digging up dirt on you, the Page of Pentacles is home reading and listening to Mozart. Or he's riding his bike and listening to self-improvement tape. But still, he's very young, has a very young attitude, and can make a lot of mistakes too, because he's inexperienced. All of the pages are inexperienced. And these two pages, the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, is kind of like Laurel and Hardy or Abbott and Costello that are bumping into each other. So you're not quite sure where they're going. Now pages can bring messages too, and now that you have 2 of them, perhaps it's saying some big messages coming down the pike. And be looking for it and waiting for some kind of message. Now above the page cards, for the sacrament pelvic for awakening and arousing, you receive not 1 world card, but you receive 2. This makes me think of the I Ching number 63. It's called Completion of Completion. You never really complete anything. It's just you completed a leg of something. You might have grown some vegetables and you still have to harvest, and after they're harvested, you have to package them, you have to ship them, they have to be priced, you have to sell them, and you're not even done there. Then you have to turn the soil over or fallow the field and start sowing more seeds. But one thing the world does do is have you complete a cycle so that you can take the knowledge that you learned and continue a new cycle. You've learned a lot, you've earned a lot, and you've gained a lot. And now you're changing. Up above the world cards, for the solar plexus, for sensing and feeling, you receive the 4 of Cups. This guy's contemplating, but he's not a happy camper. A cloud is handing him a cup, and he's going, no, I don't think I want that. Maybe he's had too much of it, and it's not a treat anymore. But life feels dour to him. Things have turned sour, and he's not feeling good about things. And the clarification card is the Emperor. This is pointing out that you're starting to take control of things. The emperor runs his empire with words and written documents, and very close to what the Page of Swords does, but the Page of Swords is just a clerk compared to the emperor. The emperor sets boundaries. And I think that's where you're at too, is that you're starting to set some kind of boundaries and control in your life. You've made some realizations. You made some mistakes with the pages. You've came to a completion point. You made a lot of realizations. You don't want to make the same mistakes as you had done before. And so now you're the emperor. You're taking control. Now the center card for the heart of the matter, it's the Seven of Cups. The card of difficult choices. And it's only natural now that you're taking control that you have choices to make. But each cup holds a poison or a prize. And so which cup should you choose, and which cup should you lose? But the clarification card is the Ace of Cups. It's telling you, you want to pick a good, stable, emotional cup. You want to be able to further your life with deeper emotions and harmonious relationships with people. The card on the bottom right for the throat, for communicating and teachings, receive the Six of Cups. We're back to cups again. I've seen this card over and over again in this series of readings that I'm doing for April. A lot of people are reverting back to their past, memories, childhood. We all have good memories and bad memories from our childhood. But something keeps coming up from your past. Or it could be that somebody's walking into your life from your past. Or maybe a deceased person is now being a guardian, overseeing your life. The clarification card is the King of Swords. He's a mini emperor. He runs his kingdom like the emperor runs his empire. And he sees that there's been some problems in the past or something that has to be resolved, and he says, I'm taking control now. I can do this. I know I can do it. The card above for your third eye for seeing and envisioning is another page. It's the Page of Cups. And this guy, the name of his game is Fantasyland. He does not have his feet on the ground, and for some reason, whatever the King of Swords did to try to work things out kind of fell flat on its face. The Page of Cups is just immature. He's too busy being depressed from unrequited love to falling head over heels in love, and his head is in the clouds. And the clarification card is the Nine of Swords. Whatever the King of Swords tried to straighten out got lost in translation with the Page of Cups as immaturity. And now I don't know if you have regret, remorse, or some kind of morass. But something didn't turn out right, and it's keeping you up at night. You're worrying. You're having nightmares. Something certainly didn't work out well. Now up above, for the crown, for knowing and understanding, you receive the Empress. It's beauty and fertility, and she's about the senses and material things. She's also about duality. She's emblematic of Venus, and Venus is about duality too, because it's the star that rises in the morning and sets in the west in the evening. Now I want to point something out. On the left-hand side we have the Emperor on top, and on the right-hand side we have the Empress. Now on the left-hand side there was some immature things going on. You went through a cycle, or had finished a cycle, and all of a sudden you came to a realization that you wanted to take control of your life, and you have the Emperor. But the Emperor does not use emotions when he's making decisions. Now on your conscious side, you have the Empress, and she's the nurturer and the one that uses emotions. And a lot of things failed. Your Six of Cups resolution with the King of Swords didn't turn out very well with the Page of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So it's more or less telling you that you have to kind of get a grip on your emotions when you're making decisions. Now the clarification card for the Empress is the Seven of Swords. Somebody's stealing or sneaking away. Or maybe it's just you that have been deceiving yourself that everything is all right. Everything is okay. You've got it under control. You or somebody is sneaking away with your emotions. Now the past card on the left is the Hierophant. It's kind of like you've lost faith in Orthodox religion or traditional beliefs or ideas because this hasn't been working for you anymore. The presence of the Hierophant indicates that you're seeking a truth. But the truths that you found were wrapped in some pretty wrapping paper and an elegant bow. But it kind of feels like it was far from the truth, and you were just perceiving that it was the truth. And maybe it was just dogmatic of you to just drag these old ideas along and not get rid of old baggage in your life. Because the Future card on the right is the Four of Pentacles. They call this the Miser card, but to me it's more like you're hanging on to something that's no longer serving you anymore. It's a disadvantage in your life. This could be with the Six of Cups in the past and maybe some immature ideas and having too much emotion involved in making your decisions. Now I pulled a clarification card for the Future card and it was the Ten of Wands. It's telling you still it's a heavy load. You have to drop some of these wands and lighten your load up a little bit. And you'd feel much better. Now the Doreen Virtue card, messages from the angels. You receive Francesca. What do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. And I think, yeah, you don't want any more negativity in your life. You're giving some new cycles, some decisions to make. You've got the Ace of Cups for new beginnings. And it's really time to slough off the old and get rid of it. And a lot of the signs appear to be at a point of where it's time for them to make a decision, or some decisions. And also many are walking down memory lane. But I don't see you backtracking down memory lane, but it does appear that you're at a point to make some decisions. Let's see what's going on in your reading. The Center cards for your present, you receive Strength and the Three of Pentacles. Strength is about acquiring gentle discipline and divine courage. It's about dispelling fear and achieving patience. It's about confidence. It's about finding a balance of compassion and intellect. The clarification card is the Three of Pentacles. I call this the Architect card. It's about building. It takes a lot of people to build something. There's many craftsmen involved. It's not a cast of thousands like Ben-Hur, but many people have to be on the same page. So evidently, you're having the strength and confidence to manage something that you're building. Now the cards up above for your prospects. Receive the Seven of Cups in the Tower. The Seven of Cups is about decisions, difficult decisions. Every cup has a prize or a poison. And which cup should you choose and which cup should you lose? This is a difficult decision because the clarification card is the Tower. There was some kind of sudden collapse or release from bondage or an awakening, some kind of relief. This can be a setback, but a lot of times I find a setback makes you sit back and think about what you want to do next and making better decisions. Because you have the Seven of Cups there saying, yeah, it's decision time. Now the past cards are the Hangman and the Queen of Swords. Something puts you in some type of contemplation. The Hangman symbolizes Odin, the Norse god, who hung for 9 days to acquire the secret of the runes, secret ancient letters. He went into stillness to sacrifice himself in order to acquire wisdom. And with the Hangman card, normally there is some type of sacrifice required. Once he received the knowledge of the runes, he carved the symbols into the trunk of the tree, so all of the 9 worlds that they believed in would have this knowledge. And it's saying, too, it's like the hermit, too, is that you have to share this knowledge with other people. Now, the clarification card is the Queen of Swords. She reminds you to evaluate every detail in your plans. She wants you to use logic and do innovative problem solving and recheck your work. Her sword is cutting through the crap and getting to the heart of the matter. Now, down at the bottom for problems, receive the King of Pentacles and the Justice card. But you got Fates of Fortune, offer of value from the King of Pentacles, but something must have went wrong. It's in the problem category. And in the presence of justice, it usually indicates that something is out of balance and it needs to be put back into balance. Now, there's a reason you went into the Hangman mode and had to rethink things with the Queen. And this trails back up to the 7 of Cups in the Tower. There was some failure of communication or something lost in the translation, and it forced you into making some decisions. Now, for your possibilities, or possibilities for prosperity on the right, receive the 2 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. The 2 of Cups is a decision card to it. It might be the mini arcana version of the Lover's card and could be manifesting more deeper emotions or more harmonious relationships, but it's also about making decisions. Any 2 card is decisions, partnership, and balance. And things have been off balance. The Justice card underneath there in your problems is telling you, yeah, you were given some opportunities, but you didn't take the best advantage of them because something wasn't working right. Now, here in the center, you've got the 3 of Pentacles. You're building something, but you have to make sure all the details are right. That's what the Queen is reminding you. Now, the clarification card for the 2 of Cups is the 8 of Pentacles. It says you're skilled to do this. You just have to keep reminding yourself what you're building and where you're going and what's the purpose of your life.